big things are happening across the comics world this week. One World Doom begins and Doctor Doom takes on the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme. Over in the DC universe, the Green Lantern Corps expands with a brand new recruit stepping into the spotlight. Meanwhile, Eddie Brock is now Carnage. And what exactly is Bug War by Jason Aaron? We'll break it all down for you. Stay tuned. This week's lineup is stacked.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in the last couple of weeks, we've had a light amount of books that were really big. This week, however, there's some books to pick up.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Starting with the one that we're seeing right now, I figured this made the most amount of sense. So why not? But we're going to talk about the new comic books for this week. Just to let you know, if this is the first time you're watching this, what we do here is that we're going to talk a little bit about the publisher's breakdown. We're going to look at how many books are coming out. We're not going to do all of them. Instead, we're going to talk to you a little bit about some of the keys that are coming out for this week in comics. And then we're going to show you some of the variants that we found to be our favorite. With that said, let's go to Superior Stands. I always throw this there because this is the best time to showcase your Superior Stands. They help the channel. Go check them out because they are awesome. They display comics in ways that look at that. They're just there on display there. Very minimal, and I like that in my comics because I want the comics to be the star of the show, and that's why you want to check out Superior Stands. There's a QR code there. Go check them out. Say Izzy said hi to you. Okay. Let's talk previous fresh. So last week we looked at a couple of books that came out. And from the list, the top book voted, according to League of Comics, was Absolute Superman #4. This came in 31%, which makes it the top book based off of readership. Number 2 was The Ultimates #9, which is the first appearance of Ultimate Luke Cage. Batgirl came in next, followed by Batman, and then finally The Legacy of Vader. So, what's your thoughts on Absolute Superman?
Well, I've read all these books, and I generally agree with the kind of order of them. Mm-hmm. Absolute Superman, we get some more, updates on the powers, and there's stuff going on, and it's more of a Lois-centric issue in a way, just explaining her character a little bit more, which was cool, I thought, to see. But I enjoyed it. I liked it. We're coming to the end of all these first arcs of these books, which is going to be good.
What's your thoughts of Jimmy Olsen with the Omega Men?
It's interesting because they do it more as it's labeled as like more of a gang type of thing rather than what we all thought Omega Men was going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I didn't expect it to be what we envision Omega Men to be because we know they are the greatest DC comic team of all time, right? New comic book rundown off the shelves. We have 76 new titles coming out this week. Among them, there's 247 variants. From new number ones, we have 20 titles. Out of that, we have 76 variants. The potential keys, we got a lot of keys this week with 11 keys. And from that, 8 of them are first appearances. So, like I said, it's a pretty heavy week when it comes to comics and picking up your books. As far as the publisher breakdown, Marvel has 18 titles coming out this week with 87 variants, while DC Comics has 9 titles with 46 variants. And publisher breakdown when it comes to the indies, Image has 14 titles with 33 variants. Boom Studios has 2 titles with 7 variants. IDW has 3 titles and 3 additional variants to go with them, so that's a total of 6 comics. Dynamite Entertainment has 2 titles, but as always, 21 variants to go along with it. And Dark Horse last week didn't give us any variants, but they got 11 titles and 11 variants as well. As far as the rest of them goes, in indie publishers, you have 17 titles and 39 variants. So you got your variants ready for this week?
Yep. I'm going to be having a bunch, I think.
Let's take a look at our keys for the week. So our key watch, starting with Eddie Brock Carnage #1. This is the first ongoing series featuring Eddie Brock with the Carnage symbiote. The first cover is done by Iban Colello. There's a Humberto Ramos wraparound cover. Be on the lookout for that one. I think that one's going to sell pretty fast because the Venom one was actually on Cover Price's top 10 list. So be on the lookout for that one. I think that's going to be the big one of the bunch. And there's a 1 in 25 Andrea Breston cover. What's your thoughts on Eddie Brock being Carnage now?
I think it's going to be pretty cool. I heard a little bit of a preview about it, and it sounds really good. It's supposed to be a really good read. And that Ramos wraparound cover, like the other part of it, it's just so good. It looks great.
Yeah. I am twofold on this. Like anybody else, I want a good story. But to me, Eddie Brock will always be Venom.
I think that we're going to get back to that. I mean, I don't know. I've been reading All New Venom 3 or All New Venom. I think that everything will kind of resolve itself eventually, and we'll be back to that.
Oh, yeah. Sooner or later, we'll go back to status quo. It's inevitable, of course. It's just that how long will it take before we get back to status quo? That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Our next book is Absolute Batman #5. This is the conclusion of the first story arc. So we're finally going to end this story with this book, and we'll see if this actually stood the test of time. You have the Nick Dragata cover A, which I love that cover, and I'm going to pick that one up. Clay May also has a great cover there, which I love the colors in that cover. Yeah. And there's a 1 in 25 Nicholas Draper Ivy cover. We're going to look at more covers later for Absolute Batman, but Absolute Batman #4 was a bit of a letdown. What do you think 5 is going to be like?
I'm hoping that it really sets something up, closes the arc, just like any good comic arc should do, and sets us up for something to come in the future. Because, you know, Absolute Batman for me started out as, you know, my favorite, and now it's like, it's kind of out of the 3, it's in 3rd spot. So even Absolute Superman #4, I really like that read. Yeah. And Absolute Wonder Woman's been absolutely amazing.
Let's take a look at our next book. One World Under Doom #1. This is a 9-issue limited series featuring Dr. Doom as Earth Sorcerer Supreme. Cover A is the Ben Harvey cover, so I got to give a shout out to my boy Ben Harvey. He's a great guy. You have another sought after John Tyler Christopher Negative Space cover, and there's a hidden gem Mike Mignola cover, which I do believe is an open order cover and not a 1 in 25. They don't say anything if it's a 1 in 25. There's also another one that's coming out this week as well. I didn't put it up there, but there's one with the Doom dinosaur.
Oh, yes, yeah.
That's a pretty big one that's coming out as well. It's the Clinton Crane. That's going to be a sought after one. What's your thoughts on Doom?
I can't wait to read it because I've really enjoyed him as the Sorcerer Supreme. I thought it was a cool thing. I loved the infamous Iron Man run where he kind of took over that as well. So I think in the last couple of years, Doom has been really well written. And I'm hoping they take a lot of this and translate it into the movie and make this character as great of a villain and character as we know he can be. And I love that John Tyler Christopher cover.
Yeah, it's a good cover. Our next book is Green Lantern Corps #1. This is the first appearance of Vexar U of Tamarin, a new Green Lantern. So we're going to be introduced to a new Green Lantern. Cover A is Fernando Pasrin. There's an Ariel Olivetti cover, and there's a beautiful 1 in 50 Karan Grant cover. It's not the last time we see a Karan Grant cover.
This will be interesting. We're going to talk about another cover later, but it's cool because it's the same planet as obviously Starfire and Blackfire, and the same planet as if you read Batman Offworld as the character in there. So I don't read Green Lantern, but I might pick it up just because I do like that angle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I might pick it up because it's number one and I like picking up number ones. I like the fact that I get to see Kyle Ratner back because he's one of my personal favorites. He is a good Green Lantern to me. He ain't no Hal, of course, but I've always liked Kyle Ratner in the story. So that's good. And, we got Guy Gardner in the book too, so why not?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Our next book, Magic number 2. This is the first appearance of Sonic Demon. There's plenty of covers to go out for this one. There's a J. Scott Campbell cover, which is cover A. That's the normal cover. There's also multiple Pablo Villalobos covers. The one you're seeing right now is the 1 in 100 Virgin variant. And there's a 1 in 10 Peach Momoko cover of this book. And because it's Magic, there's a lot of covers.
Yeah. And, the J. Scott Campbell, I don't know how practical those pants are. I'm just going to say that.
You know what? Those pants look like someone will wear them. Like, I could see someone wearing those pants.
You wouldn't be able to run real fast in them. I just don't. I don't see that.
Well, she got them tucked into the boots, so
yeah. But that Lobos cover, it's amazing. That's the one I'll be picking up, and I might get that 1 in 10 as well. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there is a trade dress version. That's an open order. So if you want the trade dress version, you can pick that one up. All right, let's take a look at our next book. Transformers 17. This is the first appearance of a new character called Shredhead. I don't know what to say about that. It's Daniel Warren Johnson, so I'm not going to say anything bad about that. But Shredhead, I can't. Not with that name. It sounds like a name a kid would make, right?
Is it going to be like a cheese shredder head?
I don't know. I'm thinking about Shredder as a head, and then, I don't know. I just don't know what to think about it. But
you know what? Maybe it's a paper shredder that transforms.
There you go. Who's to say? Well, cover A is done by Daniel Warren Johnson. There's a 1 in 25 Jay Anacleto that features Ultra Magnus, which I think is phenomenal. And there's also a 1 in 50 Homer cover, which is also a nice one that has Wheeljack in there as well. There's so many ratios when it comes to Transformers. Right now, there's 16 covers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how many covers for Transformers. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna pick up my copy of Transformers. I think Shredhead's a great title, I guess, great name for a character. So we'll see how it is.
Watch for that second print with him on the cover. If there isn't a secret reveal cover, I don't know. Those are usually the ones I get. So
okay, let's take a look at what's next, and that is Bug Wars. Bug Wars is an indie key. This is written by Jason Aaron. With Mahmoud Ozara doing the interiors, and that's cover A as well. Let me just go ahead and read the synopsis. Slaymaker is a kid from Alabama suddenly lost in a vicious world of murdering ant armies, spell casting, spider witches, and beetle-ridden barbarians to decide the fate of his family. This book was hot. In New York Comic Con, this book was one of the books that they were giving away. And it actually did gain some spec value to it. And now the book is out. So be on the lookout for the New York Comic Con book going up in value because of this book. It's a cool concept. It kind of has a Micronauts feel to it with sorcery and things like that. There is a 1 in 25 Pepe Larraz cover, but I think the one that people are going to go crazy for is that 1 in 100 Peach Momoko cover because that is gorgeous.
Yeah. And I think the Momoko also has an open order one, but I'm not 100%. But I did hear that this is a really cool read and has some really interesting stuff in it. So I wasn't going to get it, but I am going to get it. And I did pre-order because it's in previews now for issue 3. So I did order that up as well.
Yeah, and you are right. There is a trade dress for the Peach Momoko cover, but this is that rare occasion where that version just looks so good.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that is a good Peach cover for sure. Her stuff for me, when it's on, it's awesome. So,
yeah. So let's take a look at our eye-catching variant. And okay, I'm going to say it because I have to say it. This is not a good Mark Spears cover. I'm sorry. You may hate me for it. You may unsubscribe. I'm telling you, I love Mark Spears covers like anybody else. I do not like this one. This Absolute Batman number 5. I had to show it because it's gonna sell. It's gonna sell. What is going on in Batman's crotch? Like there's
a lot to talk about there. It's
too much thigh. The thigh is not the problem here. I think it's the crotch.
Yeah. I can't remember for sure, but I think this is a retailer exclusive, so it's not going to be as common. That's probably going to why people are
it's a 789 Comics exclusive.
Yeah.
So that's where you will get it on the website if it hasn't been sold out already.
Yeah.
But my gosh, I can't with this one. I pass. This one I got to pass on.
Well, out of those 3 covers, I would definitely put that one third.
Yeah, case. Exactly. You do have the Jolene Jones cover, which I love that cover.
Yeah.
And Batman Dark Patterns number 3 by Ashley Wood. Ooh. I'm picking that up just for that cover.
Yeah, I'm hoping that because I don't think I ordered this one, but I'm hoping the store gets that cover because I'll definitely get that one too.
So good. And it's only 2 covers. So with Dark Patterns, there's this is cover B, and there's a cover A. There's no other covers outside of that. So next up is Aquaman number 2, the Lucas Myers cover. I think that's just such a cool cover. It really is. He's no longer on the seahorse. He's on the tortoise.
Yeah. The tortoise horse.
Yeah, exactly. Does it move faster? Who knows? You got Green Lantern Corps, the Nathan Searcy cover with Jessica Cruz, and Cal just happens to be just hanging in the background. I feel like I like it, but why do we have Cal in the background?
And why not the new character on the front?
Yeah, but it's Nathan Searcy, so it had to be a girl's cover.
Yeah.
I think that's where this image gets hurt. It to me, it will be an amazing cover if he wasn't in the background. And I mentioned it just a little while ago. I love Kyle, but it doesn't work here. He's just there.
Yeah.
And I mentioned Karan Grant as well. That is a beautiful cover of Black Lightning number 4.
Yeah. I feel like Black Lightning is the title that I've kind of missed out on. So I'll probably either go back and buy them all, like when I can, or just get the trade of it because I've been seeing the covers and I really enjoy the art for sure.
Yeah, they've been having some really good covers on Black Lightning. Next up, Amazing Spider-Man 67, the Scotty Young variant. Who doesn't want to see a Froggy Venom?
Yeah, right from Venom 3.
Yeah, it really is. I love it. I absolutely love this series, the Scotty Young series of covers. They've been so like much fun.
The vulture ones with them in the nest.
With the little vultures.
Yeah.
And One World Doom, the big time collectibles, John Jane covers. We're going to see a few John Jane covers. What are your thoughts on this Dr. Doom John Jane?
It's great because it's kind of, you don't get it all at once. You got to really look at it for a bit, but I think it's a good cover. I love that one.
At first I was looking at it, I was like, why is it red? And then it dawned on me, he's the Sorcerer Supreme, duh. And I think it was just so cool seeing that. But this is a big time collectible. You have to check to see if it's still available. What am I going to say? It's John Jang, Can't say anything bad about John Jang, Jang Gang. And then you got the John Tyler Christopher variant of Deadpool Wolverine #2. It's a negative space. This is a retailer exclusive as well. But we're looking at banger covers. That's the whole purpose of this section here.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on this cover?
I love John Tyler Christopher stuff. I don't know what it is, the negative art stuff. I'm not so much a fan of the Star Wars when he did the figure in the toy figure ones, but these base ones I just think I love them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one's a really good one. I like the negative space on this one a lot. It just looks good. It looks really good. Right. Our next books got some more here, and that's Sam Wilson, Captain America #2. This is a 1/100 Taryn Clark cover. Since we are getting Captain America this week, I figured might as well throw that one in. I love the color schemes of it. I like the fact that they're both wearing, they're both red, white, and blue, so they have that America feel to it. Hulk is just pounding on Sam here, man.
Yeah,
that's such a mismatch.
Yeah, and there's a really cool homage cover for this as well with impact with that with the Captain America cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then here's another big time collectible, John James cover of Eddie Brock Carnage #1. There's multiple versions of this cover too, but this makes Carnage scary, man. He wasn't scary before, but
that looks really good too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, New Champions #2, Derek Chew cover. If you're interested, New Champions does have some keys and some first appearances to it this week. I personally like this Derek Chew cover more than all the other covers.
Yeah. If you've been reading New Champions, which I know some people have, or if you're into just grabbing first appearances, there is a ton of them in this book. So, and most of them only, I think 3 of the characters that appear for the first time in this only had a cover appearance in a previous book.
Okay. Next up, and this is our last list. Geiger #11, the Herman Peralta cover. So good.
Yeah.
So good. Simple but good. All right. And then Transformers 17, another big times collectible. John Jang doing Ultra Magnus. If it has Ultra Magnus, it's mine. I love Ultra Magnus. He's one of my favorite Transformers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then a regular open order, Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu #5, Davi Pararotti. Right? Pararotti.
Parator?
Parator? Parator. Yeah, Parator. That's another great cover right there. It has that Del Alto feel to it.
Yeah.
And I really like it.
Another one to watch out for is there's a reprint for Geiger 10 coming out with the cover appearance of the glowing woman on it who appears in that issue. Mm-hmm. So it'll be her first cover if you seek such things.
Yes. And there you have it, guys. That completes the list of new comic books for this week. We did it, Shane. Woohoo! Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more comic content. Check out these other videos for even more insight, and I'll see you at the next one. Excelsior.